June 1st, 1950. Sims faces hearing here. Wheelwright man charged with killing man and wounding his wife. William Sims, 30-year-old, will be given examining trial here Friday in the fatal shooting at Wheelwright Sunday of James Monroe Terry, 32 years old, and the wounding of Terry's wife. Sims was jailed here a few hours after the slaying by Sheriff A. B. Meade and deputies. His victim, a son of Eldridge Deacon Terry, well-known leader of a group of singers, died at the Beaver Valley Hospital in Martin at 5:15 p.m. Sunday, about 4 hours after the shooting. Miss Terry was shot in the leg and was not seriously wounded. It was said at the Arnold Funeral Home here that Terry was shot 6 times. The belief was expressed that 2 of Sims' bullets were fired into his back. The other 4 shots struck him in the abdomen, hip, and arm. The shooting took place at the Terry home in Lee Hall Holler at Wheelwright. Policeman Earl Blackburn of Wheelwright said he was told Sims was sitting on the porch of the Terry residence firing a .22 caliber rifle in target practice. When Terry remonstrated, reminding him the day was Sunday and that he might hit a child, Terry then turned into the house. Sims, following and firing the first shot from a German-made automatic pistol as Terry reached the kitchen door. The wounded man, the officer was quoted as saying, then ran out into a back porch and fell down a flight of stairs. Sims continued firing after he fell. This version of the slaying claims the slayer admitted to Sheriff Meade that he was shooting the rifle and said he and Terry had a few words. Both went inside the house, and upon reaching the kitchen, Terry seized a butcher knife and attempted to cut him. The shooting followed the action, he told the officer. He claimed the shot which struck Miss Terry was a stray bullet, but others said he fired at her when standing in the yard outside. She began throwing rocks at Sims. A call from policeman Blackburn sent Sheriff Meade and deputies to Wheelwright, where they were joined by state police. Sims had disappeared, but Deputy Sheriff Frank Parsons trailed him from the Lee Hall Holler to the head of Golf Course Holler, where he learned the slayer had traded 2 of his 3 guns, and from there he followed the trail to Weeksbury. Meanwhile, officers had gone to Weeksbury to intercept the fugitive. There, Deputy Sheriffs W.J. Sloan and Johnny Martin learned of a man emerging from the timber, and soon thereafter Sloan made the arrest. Sims, who had been described by residents of Wheelwright as a very dangerous man, was unarmed when taken. Sheriff Meade said neighbors and friends of the man made an angry demonstration when Sims was taken back to Wheelwright before being brought to jail here. Survivors of the slain man include his parents, his widow, Miss Reese Johnson Terry, a son, James Monty, one daughter, Linda Marie, and the following brothers and sisters: Halbert Lee, of New York, Clarence William of Wheelwright, Ronald Eugene, Bobby, and Eldridge Willie, all of Wheelwright. Mary Elizabeth Terry of Virginia, Hazel Ethelene Terry of Michigan, Sandra Kay, and Wandaline, both of Wheelwright. Funeral rites were conducted today, Thursday. The Reverend W. M. Jones officiating, and burial at Wheelwright was directed by the Arnold Funeral Home. June 8th, 1950. Slayer held without bond. Witness says Terry shot while begging Sims not to shoot. After hearing witnesses describe details of the slaying at Wheelwright, May 28th, of James Monroe Terry, 32 years old, County Judge Henry Stumbo last Friday refused to permit Terry's slayer, William Sims, 30 years old, liberty under bond. The defense offered no testimony. One witness told of hearing the exchange of words which allegedly led to the shooting of Terry. He said Terry asked Sims to stop shooting a small caliber rifle from the porch of the Terry home in view of the fact that the day was Sunday, and of seeing Sims pick up the rifle and a pistol and follow Terry inside the house. A moment later, he added, he saw Terry stumble out the steps and saw Sims fire 3 shots into his body as Terry lay begging him not to shoot again. Terry, son of Deacon Terry, well-known musician, died 4 hours later at a Martin hospital. It was said here that he was shot 6 times, twice in the back. Sims was arrested shortly after the shooting. One of his bullets struck the wife of his victim in the leg, but her wound was not serious. Sims told Sheriff A.B. Meade shortly after his arrest that he shot Terry only when the latter seized a knife and threatened him. July 27th, 1950. Slayer said to be insane. Wheelwright man held without bond in Terry death, acting strange. William Sims, 30-year-old Wheelwright man, who last May shot and killed James Monroe Terry man and wounded Miss Terry, is insane, jailer Guy Horn declared Wednesday morning. Sims has been in jail here without bond since the Wheelwright shooting, jailer Horn said. A jail turnkey observed that Sims was acting strange Monday. Tuesday morning he was found naked. Jail attendants clothed him and locked him in a cell alone. The jailer said the man talks wonderingly of going to work. He added that he is of the opinion the prisoner's worry over his family's poverty and his enforced idleness caused him to become mentally ill. Sims was held without bond when it was proved at his examining trial here that he shot Terry in the back after the latter, wounded while in his own home, fled outside the house. Jury indicts insane man. Indictment of Sims is only murder bill among 84 filed here. September the 14th, 1950. The lone murder indictment filed by the grand jury here before its temporary adjournment Saturday, named as a slayer an inmate of the Eastern State Hospital in Lexington, Kentucky. The murder bill was filed against William Sims, 30 years old, Wheelwright man, who was adjudged insane after having been held in jail here until recently without bond in the slaying last May at Wheelwright of James Monroe Terry. He will be subject to trial of the murder charge when dismissed from the Lexington Hospital. Sims also was charged in another indictment with the shooting and wounding of Terry's wife. William Sims was sent to the Eastern State Hospital for the Insane, which is located in Lexington, Kentucky. It is the second oldest psychiatric hospital in the United States. It operates today as a psychiatric hospital with 239 beds. And I haven't found any more information on what happened to William Sims after he was put in the Eastern State Hospital. In the 1930 census, James is listed as being 11 years old. And Eldridge, his dad, his father was born in 1899. His mother was Lucy May Moore, and it shows Terry Eldridge H., head of household, birthplace Virginia, and it says he is a farmer, listed as a farmer as occupation. Lucy M. as wife. James M. son, 11 years old. Hobart. Mary E., Clarence W., and Hazel E. are listed under his household in the 1930 census. James Terry is listed as being buried at Peaceful Garden Cemetery in Wheelwright Junction, located in Floyd County, Kentucky. And he's just listed as JTM or JMT. I guess the headstone is not very legible. Gravesite details. It says this could be the grave of James M. Terry. There are about 50 graves that are sunken in or marked with rocks, which could be, which is his case. And his brother Clarence, I found him listed there, buried in the same cemetery. Clarence Terry, birth July 29th, 1923, death August the 8th, 1965, age 42 when he passed away. And also, the minister who performed the funeral for James Terry is also buried in the same cemetery. And he is also once a former father-in-law to James Terry. And I'll get to those details in a minute. But the Reverend William Jones, birth March 6th, 1882, death August the 18th, 1956. And he was age 74 when he passed. The death certificate for James Monroe Terry, I found it. Place of death, Floyd County. City or town, Martin, which was at the Beaver Valley Hospital. City or town again, Wheelwright. Date of death, May the 28th, 1950. Married. Date of birth, May the 8th, 1918. age 32 and 20 days. Occupation is listed as a coal miner, which was usual in Wheelwright. Wheelwright was a coal mining town. Birthplace, Floyd County, Virginia. There's another Floyd County, but it's located in Virginia, where he was born. Father's name, Elridge Terry. Mother's maiden name, Lucy May Moore. Informant, E. Terry. I'm guessing that's his dad, Elridge. Disease or condition leading directly to death, hemorrhage, and shot due to gunshot wounds. At the bottom it says date of operation 5/28/50. Major findings: gunshot wounds of liver. Autopsy no. Homicide. Place of injury home, Wheelwright, Kentucky. Time of injury 5/28/50. Not while at work. Date of cemetery interment June 1st, 1950. Family. E.P. Arnold Funeral Home, Prestonsburg, Kentucky. Death occurred at, I can't read the time. It has a time, but I can't read it. I found a death certificate also for his brother named Clarence William Terry. Place of death, or county of death, Letcher County, Kentucky. City or town, Jackhorn. Length of stay in this place, it says short. It says he was from Wheelwright. Auto accident, highway number 317. Date of death, Sunday, 8/8/65, August the 8th, 1965. Married July the 29th, 1923 is the date of birth, 42 years old, 11 days. Occupation, coal miner, kind of business or industry, coal mining. Birthplace, Floyd County, Virginia. Father's name, Eldridge Terry. Mother's maiden name says Lucy Nichols. So I'm finding some contradicting information. Informant, Rosa Lee Terry, the wife. Death was caused by a broken neck. And it says death was instant due to an auto accident. A head-on auto collision. Time of injury, 8 p.m. Jackhorn, Letcher County, Kentucky. DOA, dead on arrival. And he was buried in the, it says, community cemetery. That was also called the Wheelwright Junction Cemetery. And the funeral director is listed as Marion Funeral Chapel at Martin, Kentucky. James Monroe Terry's draft card. I found it, and it says Wheelwright, Floyd, Kentucky. Age in years, 22. Place of birth, Pilot, Virginia. Country of citizenship, America. Date of birth, May 8th, 1918. Floyd County, Virginia. Name of person who will always know your address. Mr. Elridge Hobart Terry, father. Address of that person, Wheelwright, Floyd County. Employer's name. He worked at Inland Steel Company, which was based in Wheelwright, and it was a coal town. Inland Steel was the thing back in the day. Everybody worked there. Um, it says he was 5'11" and weighed 163 pounds. Date of registration, October the 16th, 1940. James Terry was he was married to Marie Johnson at the time of his death. And the date of the marriage license says October the 13th, 1947. Husband 28 years old, divorced. Age of wife 16 years old, single. Husband's place of birth, Floyd County, Virginia. Residence, Wheelwright, Kentucky. Wife's place of birth is listed as Wheelwright, Kentucky. Residence, Wheelwright, Kentucky. Names of parents of husband, E.H. Terry and Lucy May Moore Terry. Names of parents of wife, Noah Johnson and Carrie Martin Johnson. Occupation of husband, minor. Um, J.W. Pruitt, judge of the Pike County, Kentucky. It says church or religious order of that name, decertified on this 13th day of October, 1947 at Pikeville. It's I unite in marriage, James Monroe Terry and Marie Johnson. And it's listed in the newspaper as Reese Johnson. Maybe that was her nickname. So he had that wedding in Pikeville. I found another marriage certificate to his first wife. It must have been James M. Terry and Lily Bell Dower. Given under my hand as clerk of county, Pike County, this 9th day of June, 1938. And it gives the clerk's name, which I can't read. In the clerk's office of the county court for Pikeville, Kentucky. Date of marriage, June 11th, 1938. Place of marriage, Wheelwright, Kentucky. Full names of parties, James M. Terry and Lily Bell Dower. Age of husband, 21. Single. Age of wife, 21. Divorced. Husband's place of birth, Roanoke, Virginia. Residence, Wheelwright, Kentucky. Wife's place of birth, Birmingham, Alabama. Residence, Wheelwright. Name of husband's father, E.H. Terry. Maiden name of husband's mother, Lucy May Moore. Name of wife's father, Reverend W. M. Jones. And you remember him as being the same preacher who preached his funeral. Maiden name of wife's mother, Margie Parker. Occupation of husband, minor. And I.R.N.D. Yoke or York. It's hard to read the writing. A minister of the M.E. Church South. On this 13th day of June, 1938, at Wheelwright, I united in marriage James M. Terry and Lily Bell Dower. In the presence of Roy Kreitz, I'm not for sure if I'm saying that right, and Louise Scott Yoke. Given under my hand this 13th day of June, 1938, and the person performing the cemetery, it says ceremony, R.N.D. Yoke. Listed as the person who performed the ceremony. James Terry was also married to Willie Clyde Davis in 1940. The spelling of the name is Willie, Willie, Clyde, Clyde, Davis. Willie Clyde. I think that's a unique name for a woman. It says, given under my hand as clerk of county in Pike this 15th day of October 1940. Date of marriage, October the 16th, 1940. Place of marriage, Wheelwright. Names of parties, James M. Terry and Willie Clyde Davis. Age of husband, 23. Widowed. Age of wife, 20. Single. Husband's place of birth, Roanoke, Virginia. Residence, Wheelwright, Kentucky. Wife's place of birth, and I can't read, but I know it says Alabama. And residence, Wheelwright, Kentucky. Name of husband's father, E.H. Terry. Maiden name of husband's mother, Lucy May Moore. Name of wife's father, Albert Davis. Maiden name of wife's mother, Anna Davis. Husband, occupation of husband is listed as mining. Giving under this day, October the 15th, 1940. And it has his signature, James M. Terry. Certificate of time and place of marriage. I, Reverend, can't read the initials, Morton, a minister of the Baptist Church, on this 23rd day of October, 1940, at Wheelwright, Kentucky. Willie Clyde Davis. I can't read the names of the witnesses. Vandella, Sally, Carrie Cobwell. Can't really read the writing on that, but it has the Reverend's name, Morton, and lists as October 23rd, 1940. And the other dates must be when they went and got their marriage license at the clerk's office in Pike County.